Prime Minister Anthony Albanese has hit back at critics of the public holiday to observe a national day of mourning for Queen Elizabeth II, saying all Australians should have the opportunity to mourn the monarch's death in their own way. The Prime Minister revealed the one-off public holiday on Sunday morning. Watch in the video above, Backlash over public holiday to commemorate the Queen. Catch all of your favorite shows on Channel 7 or stream free on 7+. However, not everyone is on board, with some arguing the date will cause disruption to various industries and businesses due to the short notice. The Australian Medical Association, AMA, President Professor Steve Robson said the holiday would cause chaos for those with scheduled appointments and to those on waiting lists for elective surgeries. Operations and lots of patient consultations booked that day, at a time when access is difficult, he said in a tweet following the announcement over the weekend. Thanks for dropping this at short notice. An unanticipated public holiday will make it very difficult to staff hospitals and clinics. Other medical professionals echoed this sentiment, adding they expected the day to be a huge disruption to hospitals and practices. All I can think of is the number of elective surgeries we'll need to reschedule, Health Services leader and Royal Women's Hospital in Melbourne Surgical Services manager Sandra Gates replied on the platform. Full-day operating list just got cancelled. At such short notice, this will inconvenience a lot of people, SA specialist Dr. Marianne Fox added. Retailers respond. Meanwhile, the Australian Retailers Association, ARA, says while it respects the decision to honour the passing of Queen Elizabeth II with a one-off public holiday, it's up to states and territories to clarify trading conditions for the day. Many in our community, including retailers and their staff, will want to honour and mourn the passing of Queen Elizabeth II. We are confident retailers will abide respectfully by the government's decision and in sympathy to the sensitivities of many of their customers, said ARA CEO Paul Zara. Nevertheless, this event will create some complications for businesses with store closures and staff scheduling challenges, with many rosters set up weeks in advance. There will also be a small but unexpected loss of trade, and additional staffing costs, which may impact cash flows for small businesses. Zara said store opening and closing directions were typically established by the states and territories, and the sector would be waiting for directions so retailers could plan accordingly. PM defends public holiday. However, Anthony Albanese told Sunrise, the day would be a one-off historic event for Australians to observe the loss of Queen Elizabeth in their own way. The National Day of Mourning provides an opportunity for local governments to organise events in their local communities, he said. Because one of the things about the Queen is that on her first visit, she was here for almost 60 days, and visited almost 60 cities and towns during that period. She was someone who didn't just go to Sydney and Melbourne, she went to regional communities, remote communities, and had an engagement with them. That's why it is appropriate that local communities organize commemorative events as well as the national memorial service that will take place at 11 a.m. on Thursday the 22nd. Watch in the video below. Anthony Albanese defends public holiday of the backlash over the short notice given to Australians. Albanese admitted it was the very nature of a once-in-a-lifetime event. Therefore, we gave as much notice as possible, which is why I spoke to the premiers and chief ministers on Saturday and why we made the announcement on Sunday, he said. It's a historic event that is touching many Australians and that Australians want to participate in. Meanwhile, royal commentator Angela Mollard told Sunrise Albanese had no choice but to declare the holiday as it was in our constitution that we would observe it in the wake of the Queen's death. I do feel sorry for people who have been waiting for a long time for elective surgeries, she said. But there are always bonuses when something like this happens. Small businesses like cafes and restaurants will obviously flourish with people out and about. In a press conference on Monday, Albanese said medial procedures on the public holiday would still be made a priority. A one-off public holiday and a national day of mourning is an appropriate response, he told reporters. Public holiday announcement. In his announcement on Sunday, Albanese said the day would allow people to pay their respects for the passing of Queen Elizabeth. Her Majesty, Queen Elizabeth II led a remarkable life, dedicated to service and duty, the PM said in a statement. Queen Elizabeth II is the only reigning monarch most Australians have known, and her faithful service will be remembered for centuries to come. Her Majesty was the only reigning monarch to ever visit Australia, and it was clear from her first trip that she had a special place in our hearts. I have asked premiers and chief ministers that Thursday, September 22, 2022 be declared a national public holiday in honor of the life and service of our late Queen. Over the coming weeks, Australia will continue to commemorate our late Queen. I encourage all Australians, wherever you may be, to take time to pause and reflect on Her Majesty's extraordinary life of service. Albanese said the public holiday will coincide with a memorial service for the Queen, 3 days after the royal funeral in London. The chosen date means Victoria will have 2 public holidays in a row before the AFL Grand Final, with the state government already enacting a public holiday on September 23. And finally, thank you all for watching the video. Please like and comment your opinion so we can discuss together. Don't forget to subscribe, press the bell to follow and update many other interesting news. See you in the next videos. Goodbye.